It's not your dad's suit or anything. Is that your own?
No.
Do you have a suit?
No, I didn't. I got this from one of our coaches. Found a way to get me one.
Everybody should have one suit.
Yeah. My suit's all back home.
When did you know you were coming?
When did I know? Like last Friday. I got told I was coming.
That's pretty exciting news.
Yeah, I was surprised. Like, what?
Do you feel it reflects the confidence that the coach has showed in you and your leadership over the course of the summer, kind of guiding the new guys, and just your dedication to the program?
Yes, I think it does. Showing that they're trying to make me step up and be a leader, and I see that's what I've been seeing from the coach and what they've been telling me.
Brenton Frank is
trying to get into the system, like you say, embracing the leadership role.
Yes, it's definitely a new position because I've usually been on teams where there was always a guy ahead of me that led, So it's definitely new, but I'm up for the experience and I'm learning as days go by and help with the younger guys.
Brenton Frank has kind of joked that he had to encourage you to speak up more because you're kind of a quiet guy. What was that transition like? Was it difficult for you to start talking a lot more in practice?
It was at the beginning, but then as practice is still going on, it's starting to become a little bit more easier. And especially when the guys come with me with questions, I got to help them out with answers. So that's making it definitely more.
Do you find yourself yelling on the court, during a bad play, anything like that?
Well, I haven't yelled quite yet, but I'm pretty sure it might come.
Do you help them in terms of giving them guidance for how to deal with Coach Martin when he's demanding with his voice?
Yeah, I'm definitely. That's one of the first things I was trying to help them out with because I knew that was one of the first things going to bother younger players. Mm-hmm. And I think they're doing a great job handling this so far.
What's different from an older player's perspective about how the first couple of weeks of practice have gone with Frank? Are you more comfortable being around them, or just how's it different for you guys?
We're definitely more comfortable considering last year was everybody's first year with them. So that makes things this year a lot bit more easier than it was last year.
Brenton, you've talked about being loud kind of off the court and during practice. As basically the leading returning scorer, how easy is it going to be to try to be loud on the court? Do you think you can be a 15 points a game guy?
I think I can. I think I have the ability to do it. I think the coaches have the confidence in me to do it after they've seen I did some of it last year. And I know that's something I probably have to look forward in, night out. So I just got to be physically and mentally ready.
I think it was the last 6 to 8 games where you really started showing what you could do last year. What was the key from your early season and then turn it on at the end of the year?
I think kind of like a light switch turned on towards the end of the year, and I just started to play to my potential, I guess I should say.
Well, is the offense, working around, designing plays specifically for you? Do they want you to be that kind of guy, to be the guy that takes the big shot, or are you guys still kind of working together on that?
Yeah, it's still working together, getting the team orchestrated with everybody, knowing where the scoring positions are on the court and when to go and when not to go, things like that. So it's definitely for all together, not just for me.
Did your confidence grow a lot during the summer? You had a good tournament in the SC Pro-Am, and then getting back to campus. Has that been a kind of a process of maturation and confidence building?
Oh, yes. The Pro-Am was definitely a big confidence builder over the summer, considering I feel like me and some of the other guys that played in it, that it was a pretty productive summer. And I think the Pro-Am really did help me confidential-wise, going against other college players from other schools and things like that, and players that played overseas like Devin Downey came back to play, and Carlos Powell, and it was really great.
What do you see from the new guys that are coming, especially for the guard position?
The new guys, they're very talented. They're like a little bit more mature freshmen than what us returners thought when we played with them in the Pro-Am and watched them play. We definitely see that they can contribute to the team.
Brenton, you guys kind of had to do what you could last year just to survive, playing out of position, that kind of thing. Now that you have all this talent in, how much does it open up what you guys can do on the court in terms of spacing and really in terms of the sets that you can run?
Right, it definitely helps with the sets because then you have more players on the floor that can score. Then that makes the defense have to spread out more. And like you said, with spacing, it helps out a great much more.
Have you guys been working mostly in a 3 guard? Have you been doing 2-1-2? How have the spacing been so far in practice?
Really, it's just been like normal, a point guard and then two wing players. Basically, it hasn't been like no 3 guards, 3-point guards out there. We never worked on anything.
I think Michael mentioned that he's going to be playing more of the 3 this year instead of being kind of out of position at the 4. Who do you guys got playing big?
Desmond Ringer and Demetrius Henry, they've been playing the big, and then Mike's been stepping out more on the perimeter, playing the 3 position.
So Catchiness and Lamo, they're still in there?
Yes, they are. Them 2 also.
But are they like maybe behind, or how do you sort of gauge where they're at versus, you mentioned Desmond and Demetrius?
I mean, they're definitely ahead of them because they was here last year, so they actually know the offense and familiar with where to be and where to be positioned. And Demetrius and Desmond, they're learning that, and they're learning from the 2 returners because they help them out in and out of practice.
And the depth should help, right?
Yes, they should definitely help having bigger guys, practicing against bigger guys. Definitely helps us guards too. So it's definitely
Coming up with that, like you said, you've been a year in system and everything. You picked 12. How much of a chip on the shoulder do you have to go out there and prove people wrong and things are changing in game time basketball?
Can you repeat that?
You were picked 12 in the preseason poll. How much of a chip on your shoulder does the team have to go out there and prove people wrong and things are changing in game time basketball?
We really don't feel like there's a chip on our shoulder, even though they project us to be 12th in the SEC. We see that it's a new year, and all we can do is work on the season and take one game at a time.
Brenton, sometimes if you come out of the game, do you ever take a seat beside Frank? I know he's kind of got some of the assistants beside him, but I'm just wondering, what all do you see from him during a game in terms of emotion and how he speaks?
When I get taken out of the game, I usually tell him to take a seat next to Frank, unless he calls a timeout specifically to talk just to you about what a mistake or something you did that he didn't like. All the players definitely see his intensity, like during the game. Some players try not to look over to the bench, but as a player, you can't help but to do it when you make a mistake.
Have you ever been scared when he's called a timeout and come over to talk to you?
No, most of the time when he calls a timeout, you know it's for you. You're already getting prepared as you're walking over there. So,
what exactly does that entail? I mean, you got to start squaring your shoulders, taking a deep breath. What happens?
Yeah, deep breaths. Body gets tensed up. You know he's going to come at you, but we all used to it.
Do you ever say anything while he's instructing you, or is it just a yes sir, no sir kind of thing?
Yeah, pretty much. Accept what he's telling you and just move on to the next play.
How have you gotten better as a basketball player under Coach?
They definitely make me a more productive player. I've learned so much since he's a guy. He's only been here a year. But he's already taught me stuff that I've never learned from any other coach that I've ever played for, and I find it really beneficial.
Like what kind of specifics?
Certain drills that I've got put through that are very similar to like game situations that they've made me go through, and that's definitely helped.
Do you see it on the court, like maybe it's in terms of interior passing or perimeter shooting? I mean, what aspect of your game do you think is improved in that way?